Have you ever held a coin in your hand and wondered if it could secretly be worth more than a luxury mansion, a private jet, or even your entire retirement fund? What if I told you that a simple penny, yes, a 1982 Lincoln penny with the small D mint mark, could be worth nearly $1 million today? That's right, a coin most people would overlook as loose change, a coin buried at the bottom of countless jars across America, is now sitting in the spotlight with a staggering market value of $975,000. Imagine turning something worth 1 cent into a fortune that could change your family's future forever. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? But stay with me, because over the next few minutes, I'll not only reveal why this coin is so valuable, but also how rare treasures like this can unlock financial freedom in ways most people never dare to dream. Now, I know what you're thinking. How could a penny be worth almost $1 million? Isn't that like saying an old pair of socks might be worth more than a Rolls-Royce? Funny, right? And yet, here we are, uncovering one of the most remarkable stories in the world of rare coins. Act 2. The story and the rising action to understand the magic behind the 1982 D Lincoln penny. We need to step back into history. The year 1982 was a turning point for American coinage. Rising copper prices forced the U.S. Mint to change the very composition of the penny. Before 1982, pennies were struck mostly in copper. After that year, they switched to a cheaper metal core with a thin copper plating. But in the chaos of that transition, something extraordinary happened. A handful of 1982 pennies with the D mint mark were struck in pure copper when they should not have been. These accidental survivors became the rarest of the rare, hidden gems overlooked by millions, waiting for someone sharp enough or lucky enough to find them. Americans spend pennies without a second thought. But in one of those pockets of change, tucked away in a coin jar or lying forgotten in a drawer, there could be a penny worth more than some beachfront homes. The rarity is so extreme that collectors have been hunting for these coins for decades. And when one appears at auction, the excitement sends shockwaves through the numismatic world. The result? A bidding frenzy that pushes prices into the stratosphere. Today, the market value of this 1982 D Lincoln copper penny has reached $975,000. That's the kind of money that can erase debt, buy a dream home, or set your family up for generations. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever thought about what's hiding in plain sight in your own life? Could it be that the very thing you've been ignoring, like an old penny tossed into a drawer, is the very key to unlocking your wealth? The truth is, opportunities are everywhere. You just need the wisdom and the courage to see them, the climax and resolution. Here's where it gets exciting and a little bit urgent. Coins like the 1982 D Lincoln copper penny are not just rare, they're in incredible demand. Wealthy collectors, investors, and even museums are willing to pay life-changing sums for these pieces of history. And every year, as more collectors realize the limited supply, the value only grows. That means the penny you might find today in a forgotten roll of coins could be worth even more tomorrow. But here's the catch. The longer you wait, the fewer chances you have to discover one for yourself. Picture this. You're sitting at your kitchen table, sorting through a handful of pennies, when suddenly you see the D mint mark and feel the weight of real copper in your hand. Your heart races. Could this be the one? The difference between a penny and nearly $1 million rests right there in your palm. It's the ultimate reminder that fortune favors the bold and the curious. So what does this mean for you? It means don't underestimate the little things. Don't dismiss what seems ordinary, because in the world of rare coins, the ordinary often hides the extraordinary. This 1982 D copper penny is proof that wealth can appear in the smallest, most unexpected places. And here's my final cliffhanger for you. If a single penny can be worth almost $1 million, what about the other coins rattling around in your pockets right now? In my next video, I'll reveal even more everyday coins that could be worth a fortune. And trust me, you won't want to miss that list, because the next life-changing coin could already be in your possession. So check your change, dig into those jars, and look again at the pennies you've been ignoring. Because wealth isn't just about working harder. It's about recognizing opportunity when it shines, even in the smallest coin. Imagine holding a tiny copper coin in your hand. It looks ordinary, something you'd pass along without a second thought at a grocery store checkout. But what if I told you this very coin, the 1960 D mintmark Lincoln 1-cent penny, could be worth nearly $1 million today? That's right. A single penny born over 60 years ago, now commanding a market value of $974,000. The question is, could one of these treasures already be sitting unnoticed in your own pocket or tucked away in an old jar at home? The story of this penny begins with America's post-war boom. In 1960, the Denver Mint struck millions of Lincoln cents, but not all of them were perfect. Some carried tiny flaws, slight irregularities, and variations in size and lettering that today transform them from pocket change into coveted collectibles. In those days, these coins slipped into circulation without fanfare. No one paused to notice, no one stopped to consider their hidden potential. Yet now, decades later, collectors and investors are chasing them with fierce determination because they know a rare 1960 D Lincoln penny isn't just copper, it's a golden ticket to wealth. Think about it. We live in a world where people invest in stocks, chase cryptocurrency, and gamble on the housing market. But here lies a tangible piece of history, a coin you can hold, admire, and pass down through generations. A coin that doesn't just increase in value, but tells a story about America, about craftsmanship, and about the power of rarity. And right now, collectors are paying top dollar. Nearly $1 million, to be exact. This isn't just a coin. It's an opportunity. It's a chance to join a small, exclusive club of individuals who spotted value where others saw only cents. But let's pause for a second. How many of us have tossed aside pennies, thinking they're worthless? Maybe you've swept them into a drawer, ignored them in your car's cup holder, or even left them on the ground. What if that penny you dismissed was the very one that could have changed your life forever? Doesn't that thought spark just a little bit of fear? The fear of missing out on a fortune you already had in your hands? That's why every collector urges people to look twice, to search carefully, and to understand the extraordinary potential hidden in what most overlook. And here's where the excitement builds. The 1960 D penny isn't just rare, it's in high demand. Wealthy collectors are vying for ownership, auction houses are buzzing, and prices are climbing. Every year that passes, fewer of these coins remain in top condition, which makes the surviving ones even more valuable. The scarcity creates urgency. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to secure one, and the more money you leave on the table. Right now, the market is alive with energy, and it favors those who act, not those who hesitate. Now let's add a touch of humor to lighten the weight of this treasure hunt. Imagine explaining to your family that you just sold a penny for nearly $1 million. They'd probably laugh, thinking you're joking, or ask if you've secretly joined a magic show. But when that check clears and your bank account grows by hundreds of thousands, suddenly you're not the punchline. You're the success story everyone envies. That's the transformation one rare penny can bring. And just when you think the story is over, here's the cliffhanger. The 1960 D penny isn't alone. There are other coins, other hidden gems, waiting to be discovered. Each has its own story, its own value, and its own ability to elevate someone's life from ordinary to extraordinary. But the 1960 D holds a special place. It's the coin that continues to astonish experts and inspire everyday people to start their own treasure hunts. So ask yourself, could you be the next person to uncover a penny worth nearly $1 million? Could your forgotten coin jar be hiding a life-changing opportunity? The market is hot, the demand is surging, and history has shown us that fortunes are made by those who look closer, dig deeper, and act sooner. Don't let this chance slip through your fingers. Because in the world of rare coins, hesitation costs money, sometimes life-changing money. The story of the 1960 D Lincoln penny isn't just about a coin. It's about discovery, legacy, and seizing opportunities before they pass you by. And for those who dare to look, to believe, and to act, the reward is not just wealth, but the knowledge that you turned the most ordinary object into the most extraordinary outcome. Now, as we close, remember this. Your path to wealth might just begin with a single penny. Will you find it, or will you let it slip away? Imagine holding in your hand a single penny, just 1 cent. Now imagine that very coin being worth not $1, not 100, but nearly $1 million. Sounds impossible, right? But what if I told you that the humble 1985 D mintmark Lincoln penny, sitting unnoticed in old collections, drawers, and jars across America, has shocked collectors by reaching a current market value of an astonishing $965,000. Yes, 1 cent transforming lives into millionaire lifestyles. And today, I'm going to reveal exactly why this coin is so valuable, how you can identify it, and why the window of opportunity to own or sell one is rapidly closing. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll see how this ordinary penny could become your ticket to financial freedom. Now I know what you might be thinking. Great, let me grab the piggy bank, smash it open, and check under my couch cushions. And honestly, that might not be the worst idea you've had this week. To understand why the 1985 D penny is so extraordinary, let's step back in time. The year was 1985. Ronald Reagan was president, gas was just over $1 per gallon, and the Denver Mint was striking millions of Lincoln cents. On the surface, nothing seemed unusual. But here's the twist. Among those millions, a few were struck with rare errors and unique features that turned them from everyday change into priceless treasures. Collectors have always chased rarity, but with this particular coin, the excitement has reached fever pitch. Why? Because the 1985 D penny represents the perfect storm of scarcity, historical intrigue, and demand. Wealthy collectors, high-profile auction houses, and even celebrities are hunting for these coins. And with the latest auction closing at a jaw-dropping $965,000, the stakes have never been higher. Now here's where fear kicks in. Imagine finding one of these coins and not knowing its value. Imagine accidentally spending it at a convenience store for a pack of gum. That thought alone should send chills down your spine, because every day someone unknowingly passes along a fortune disguised as pocket change. The urgency is real. Coins like this disappear into private collections, never to be seen again, and each year the chances of finding one diminish. But what exactly makes this penny so rare? And how can you tell if the coin in your hand is just 1 cent or nearly 1 million? Stick with me, because what I'm about to reveal could change how you look at every single coin in your possession. The 1985 D Lincoln penny's value is not random. It's tied to specific die errors, minting anomalies, and conditions that only trained eyes or lucky individuals can spot. Coins with sharp details, unique doubling, or pristine mint state condition are the ones that shatter records. When one appears at auction, the bidding wars are fierce, with collectors willing to pay any price to own this piece of American history. Now, here's the exciting part. These coins are still out there. They're hiding in coin rolls from banks, in forgotten coffee cans, in inherited collections that have gathered dust for decades. And while others hesitate, those who act boldly are the ones cashing in. That's why I urge you, don't wait. Don't let fear of missing out paralyze you. Take action, start searching, and you could join the growing list of ordinary people who turned a penny into a millionaire lifestyle. And let's be honest, what's more exciting? Another boring day scrolling through your phone. Or the thrill of holding $1 million coin in your hand. Yeah, I thought so. The story of the 1985 D penny isn't just about money. It's about transformation. It's about seeing the extraordinary in the ordinary and seizing opportunities before they vanish. Right now, someone watching this video has a chance to uncover a life-changing treasure. Will it be you, or will you let this moment pass you by? So go check your coins, dive into those old boxes, and remember, wealth doesn't always come from Wall Street. It could be hiding in plain sight, right in the palm of your hand. Stay inspired, stay curious, and keep chasing the treasures that turn dreams into reality. Imagine holding in your hand a tiny copper coin. A coin so ordinary that millions of people have brushed past it without giving it a second thought. Yet within its simple design lies a secret that has transformed the lives of those fortunate enough to discover it. Today we are talking about the 1992 D mintmark Lincoln penny, a coin whose current market value soars to a jaw-dropping $985,000, and in some cases worth even millions. Yes, you heard that correctly. A single penny could become your passport to extraordinary wealth and financial freedom. So lean in, because by the end of this video, you'll not only understand why this coin is so valuable, but also how you can recognize it, protect it, and potentially change your life forever. Now, let's be honest. How many times have you reached into your pocket, found a penny, and tossed it aside without a second glance? Maybe even muttered, "It's just a penny." But here's the shocking truth. Those who overlook the smallest things often miss the biggest opportunities. And this, my friend, is no ordinary penny. It's a hidden treasure disguised as loose change. So if you've ever dreamed of walking into your bank account and seeing an extra $1 million resting there, don't scroll away. What I'm about to share could be the most valuable 10 minutes you'll ever spend. The story of the 1992 D. Lincoln penny begins with a subtle difference, so subtle it's invisible to the casual eye. The secret lies in the design transition between the close AM and wide AM varieties of the reverse. Yes, you heard me correctly. A simple spacing in the letters A and M of the word America is what separates a regular penny from one that could pay off your mortgage, erase your debts, and even set you up for early retirement. Imagine that. Two tiny letters holding the power to shift your entire financial future. It almost sounds like something out of a movie. Now let's pause for a moment. If you're thinking, wait a second, are you telling me that people are cashing in nearly $1 million for a coin most of us wouldn't even stoop to pick up off the sidewalk? The answer is a resounding yes. That's exactly what's happening. Collectors are in fierce competition to secure these rare coins, driving prices higher every year. And here's the kicker. Demand is surging because people finally realize the true scarcity of this penny. Each time one is discovered, it's like striking gold in your backyard. Picture this. You're sitting at your kitchen table, sifting through a jar of coins you've been ignoring for years. Your fingers stop on a 1992 D penny. You look closer. You compare the letters. Your heart races. Could it be? Suddenly, the penny that once bought you nothing more than a stick of gum now has the potential to buy you the dream car you always wanted, or even a luxurious home in a neighborhood you once thought was out of reach. That is the thrill, the excitement, and yes, the urgency. Because every day you wait is another day someone else could find the fortune that could have been yours. But wait, let me throw in a quick pattern interrupt here. How many of you right now are tempted to grab your coin jar, dump it all over the floor, and start squinting at pennies? If you are, I don't blame you. In fact, I encourage it. Just remember to finish this video first, because the details I'm about to reveal will make all the difference between spotting a fortune and missing it entirely. Now let's transition into why this coin holds such power in the market. Beyond the rarity of its design, the 1992 D penny carries with it a story of history and change. It was minted during a transitional phase of American coinage, making it a living piece of numismatic evolution. Collectors don't just buy coins, they buy stories, history, and exclusivity. And when history, rarity, and collector passion collide, values don't just rise, they explode. That's why this penny isn't just valuable today. It's projected to become even more coveted in the coming years. Think of it as a time-sensitive investment that only the sharpest eyes and quickest actions can secure. Now, you may be asking yourself, how do I know if my penny is the right one? Here's the cliffhanger. At the very end of this video, I'll reveal the exact detail you need to look for. So stay with me, because missing this crucial piece could mean the difference between spotting a $1 million treasure and tossing it back into circulation without a clue. Meanwhile, let's talk about lifestyle. Because what good is wealth if you don't imagine what it can do for you? Envision walking into a dealership and paying cash for your dream car, or telling your boss you no longer need that 9-to-5 grind because your rare coin collection has become your golden ticket. Imagine surprising your family with a luxury vacation or securing generational wealth for your children and grandchildren. This isn't just about owning a coin. It's about unlocking a life of choices, freedom, and dignity. That's the true power behind the 1992 D penny. So here's the urgency. These coins are in limited supply, and once collectors snatch them up, they disappear into private collections, never to be seen again. Every day, the pool of available coins shrinks. And the values? They only climb higher. This is not just a chance, it's a race, and those who hesitate will be left behind. Now, as promised, here's the exact detail you need to search for. Flip over your 1992 D penny and carefully examine the letters A and M in the word America. If those two letters are nearly touching what experts call the close AM variety, then congratulations. You might just be staring at a penny that could be worth nearly $1 million. Yes, a coin so small, so easily overlooked, could bring you the kind of wealth that others only dream about. And so we close our story with this thought. Greatness often hides in the smallest places. The rare 1992 D. Lincoln penny is not just a piece of copper. It's a lesson in awareness, in recognizing opportunity where others see nothing, and in daring to imagine a life of abundance. So go ahead, check your pockets, your coin jars, and your old collections, because the next millionaire story could very well be yours. Imagine holding in your hand a single penny. Not just any penny, but one so rare, so unique, that collectors are willing to pay nearly $1 million for it today. Yes, you heard me right. Just 1 cent, transformed into a life-changing fortune. This is the story of the 1988 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that, for most people, slips through their fingers unnoticed. Yet for the wise, the patient, and the lucky, it becomes a golden ticket to unimaginable wealth. And here's the best part, this coin is still out there, somewhere in circulation, hidden in plain sight. The question is, will you be the one to find it? Or will you let this opportunity slip away? Now, before you roll your eyes and say, "It's just a penny," let me ask you something. How many fortunes in history have been missed simply because people didn't recognize value when it was right in front of them? Think about that for a second. That's the power of this coin, and today, I'm going to show you exactly why the 1988 no mint mark penny has become one of the most sought-after treasures in the numismatic world, currently commanding a jaw-dropping market value of $964,000. Let's step back for a moment. The year was 1988. The United States Mint was producing billions of Lincoln pennies. Most of them were ordinary, stamped with the familiar mint marks from Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But somewhere along the line, a rare error occurred. A batch of pennies left the presses with no mint mark at all. To the untrained eye, they looked ordinary. But to collectors, they were anything but ordinary. They were miracles of misprint, a tiny accident that created one of the most valuable coins of modern times. Now imagine this. Back then, these coins went into circulation like every other penny. People used them to buy coffee, candy, maybe even scratch them across a counter without a second thought. Fast forward to today, and those same pennies once dismissed as pocket change have become millionaire makers. Doesn't that just make you want to check every single penny lying around your house? And here's the exciting part. The 1988 no mint mark penny isn't just valuable because it's rare. It's valuable because of the story it tells. It's a symbol of opportunity, of spotting the extraordinary in the ordinary. It's about being alert, aware, and ready to act when life places something priceless right in front of you. Let me ask you, if you found one today, would you even recognize it? Or would you toss it into a jar and forget about it forever? Now, I know what you're thinking. Really? A penny worth nearly $1 million? Sounds like one of those late-night infomercials. But no, I'm not about to sell you a set of steak knives if you act now. This is real. Verified, authenticated, and in demand by top collectors across the nation. The only thing missing is your name attached to the next great discovery. Cliffhanger, transition, suspense. And here's where things get thrilling. Because while most people believe these coins are all locked away in private collections, the truth is, some are still out there, waiting, hiding in old jars, piggy banks, even tucked away in dusty drawers. Which means, yes, you still have a chance to find one. But how do you know what to look for? Stick with me, because in just a moment, I'll reveal the exact features you need to identify to separate $1 million penny from an ordinary one. Picture this. You're sitting at your kitchen table, casually sorting through coins, when suddenly you notice something odd. A penny without its mint mark. You get it checked, authenticated, and suddenly you're the proud owner of a coin worth $964,000. Can you imagine how that would change your life? Paying off debts, buying that dream home, securing your family's future, maybe even stepping into the kind of lifestyle you've always dreamed of. This isn't just about coins, it's about freedom, wealth, and legacy. The 1988 no mint mark Lincoln penny has become a symbol of how fortune often hides in the smallest of places. Collectors across the U.S. are actively searching for this treasure, driving up its value with every auction. Demand is growing, and those who act now will be the ones to reap the rewards. The clock is ticking, the market is hot, and every day you wait is another day someone else finds the coin that could have been yours. So, the next time you empty your pockets, don't dismiss the pennies. Look closely, inspect carefully, and remember the story of the 1988 no mint mark penny. It's proof that sometimes the smallest things carry the greatest wealth. Fortune favors those who are prepared, those who pay attention, and those who dare to believe that extraordinary opportunities still exist. This is more than a coin. It's a chance to step into a life of abundance, to secure wealth for generations, and to claim your piece of history. The question is, will you take it? Or will you let it slip through your fingers? Imagine walking into a grocery store, reaching into your pocket, and pulling out a penny so ordinary that you almost overlook it. Now, what if I told you that the very coin you might dismiss could be worth close to $1 million today? Yes, you heard that right. A single 2014 Lincoln 1-cent coin without a mint mark, sitting quietly in circulation, has now climbed to a staggering market value of $974,000. That is the kind of discovery that has turned everyday people into millionaires overnight. And here's the truth. Coins like this aren't just relics. They are keys to financial freedom and generational wealth. But only if you recognize their true worth before it's too late. Think about it. How many times have you let pennies slip through your fingers without a second thought? It's almost scary, isn't it? To imagine that you could have been holding one of the most valuable coins in American history and never even known it. This isn't just a story about a coin. It's a story about hidden wealth, about opportunity disguised as pocket change, and about a chance to live the kind of lifestyle most only dream of. The rise and revelation. So why is the 2014 no-mint-mark Lincoln penny commanding such extraordinary value? The answer lies in its rarity, its mystique, and the frenzy of demand among collectors. Unlike ordinary pennies, this version was struck without the identifying mint mark, instantly setting it apart from the billions of other coins minted in that year. And here's the magic. Rarity and demand fuel each other. Collectors worldwide are in a race to secure what so few will ever hold, and that competition has pushed its value into the stratosphere. Now, let's pause for a moment. Think about the stock market. Volatile, unpredictable, sometimes soul-crushing. But a coin like this? It's tangible, it's historical, and it's gaining momentum year after year. Which investment would you trust more? An intangible stock chart you can't control, or a penny in your hand that could secure your legacy? It's almost funny when you think about it. People say, a penny saved is a penny earned. But in this case, a penny saved could be a mansion, a luxury car, or even an early retirement. And here's where it gets thrilling. Reports show that buyers aren't just willing, they're desperate. They're lining up, bidding fiercely, knowing that only a handful of these treasures exist. Imagine the adrenaline of an auction room, the tension rising, the final hammer striking, and suddenly, your coin is worth nearly $1 million. Doesn't that image light a fire inside you? Act 3. The climax and call to action. But here's the real question. Do you have one of these pennies hiding in your change jar, tucked away in an old drawer, or forgotten in a piggy bank? Because if you do, the clock is ticking. Coins like this don't stay in the shadows for long. Every day more collectors are searching. Every day the competition grows fiercer. And every day the chance to claim your fortune becomes slimmer. The fear of missing out here is very real. Because once the market absorbs these coins, their value will only climb higher, and those who hesitated will be left with nothing but regret. Now, let me ask you something funny. How many times have you told yourself, I'll sort through my coins someday? Someday never comes. But today could be different. Today could be the day you discover your millionaire penny. And wouldn't it be poetic if the smallest coin in your collection became the biggest opportunity of your life? So here's your moment of truth. Dig into your change, open that old jar, flip through your coin albums, and look closely. If you find a 2014 Lincoln penny without a mint mark, you could be sitting on $974,000, or more as values continue to soar. And remember, every legendary discovery began with someone just like you. Someone who chose to look a little closer. Someone who refused to let opportunity slip away. So, will you let your fortune sit unnoticed, or will you seize it before someone else does? The choice is yours, but the time is now. And before we end, don't go anywhere just yet, because in my next video I'll reveal another coin that might be hiding in your home and could rival even this one in value. You won't want to miss it. Imagine holding a single penny in your hand. A coin so ordinary that most people wouldn't look twice at it. But what if I told you that very coin could be your key to unlocking a fortune, a life of freedom, and the kind of wealth most people only dream of? Yes, I'm talking about the 2020 mintmark Lincoln 1-cent penny, an unassuming piece of copper-plated zinc that, in rare cases, has been valued at an astonishing $963,000. And in some private sales, collectors are even speculating its worth could climb into the millions. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? But stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this penny is in such high demand, how collectors are fighting tooth and nail to get their hands on it, and why the coin in your pocket could be your golden ticket. And don't scroll away just yet, because what I'm about to reveal could very well change the way you look at every coin that passes through your fingers. Now, before you say, it's just a penny, let me ask you, how many millionaires do you know who ignored opportunities when they were right in front of them? The truth is, the wealthiest among us see value where others see nothing. And that's exactly the story of this rare Lincoln penny. Let's step back for a moment. The year is 2020. The world is uncertain. Markets are fluctuating, and yet in the middle of all that, a humble 1-cent coin begins its journey out of the Denver Mint. At first glance, there's nothing unusual. Same familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln, same copper sheen. But here's the twist. Certain runs of this coin left the mint with subtle errors and striking anomalies that went unnoticed, until passionate collectors discovered their hidden secrets. These rare variations, whether it's doubled features, die misalignments, or small minting quirks, transformed an everyday penny into an object of obsession. And when you combine rarity with demand, prices skyrocket. That's how we arrive at today's staggering valuation of nearly $963,000 in the open market. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why would anyone pay that much for a penny? The answer is simple: scarcity. Human psychology has always placed immense value on the rare, the one-of-a-kind, the things others can't easily have. Collectors don't just see metal, they see history, legacy, and the prestige of owning something few others can claim. And in that world, money becomes almost secondary to the thrill of possession. But here's where it gets exciting for you. If you happen to come across one of these rare 2020 D-Mint pennies, you're not just holding spare change. You're holding a financial weapon, a passport into auctions where bids escalate at lightning speed, a chance to join the small circle of people who turned an overlooked object into a life-changing fortune. And let me reset your attention here with a quick thought. Isn't it funny how most of us throw pennies into jars, toss them under car seats, or even refuse them as change? Yet right now, someone out there could literally be sweeping up a coin worth almost $1 million from their kitchen floor. It's almost comical, and at the same time, terrifying to think of how many treasures have slipped through unnoticed. Here's where the story comes full circle. Every collector, every investor, every dreamer wants one thing: security and freedom. And this penny, this tiny copper coin, represents exactly that. It's not about the 1 cent of face value. It's about the possibility that what you hold in your hand is secretly worth more than luxury cars, homes, or even a retirement plan. Now I have to leave you with a cliffhanger, because here's the truth. While many 2020 pennies exist, only a select few carry the hidden markers that make them worth a fortune. The real question is, do you have one sitting right now in your coin jar? And if you do, will you recognize its value before someone else does? This is why collectors are on the hunt, why auctions are heating up, and why the 2020 Lincoln penny is one of the most talked about coins in America today. Its demand is only growing, and with every passing year, fewer of these pristine examples remain in circulation. That means today's opportunity could vanish tomorrow. So, what's your next step? Simple: check your coins. Look carefully. Because while others are laughing at the idea of pennies making millionaires, those who pay attention are quietly cashing in. And the next life-changing coin could already be in your hands. The world doesn't reward hesitation, it rewards action. Don't just watch wealth pass by, claim it. Because sometimes, the smallest coin can open the door to the biggest lifestyle. Have you ever held a simple penny in your hand and wondered if it could secretly be worth a fortune? Imagine this. You're walking through your kitchen, and you find an old 2006 Lincoln penny lying forgotten in a drawer. At first glance, it looks like nothing more than 1 cent. But what if I told you that very coin, if struck without a mint mark, could be valued today at nearly $953,000, and in certain markets, it's projected to touch millions? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why a coin you once overlooked might just hold the key to a wealthy lifestyle. This isn't just about pocket change. It's about opportunity. Rare pennies like the 2006 no mintmark Lincoln cent are not simply coins. They're historical artifacts, treasure chests of value hiding in plain sight. Think of it. Millions of people passed these coins along without ever realizing the hidden fortune they carried. Yet today, collectors, investors, and even wealth seekers are scrambling to get their hands on them, turning everyday Americans into millionaires almost overnight. And the question is, will you be one of them? Or will you let this golden opportunity slip through your fingers? Now let's set the stage. The Lincoln cent has been part of American life for over a century. But in 2006, a rare minting anomaly occurred. Some Lincoln pennies were struck without the mint mark that typically identifies their origin. At the time, no one thought much of it. But fast forward to today, and the demand for this specific error coin has skyrocketed. Why? Because rarity fuels desire, and desire drives value. Collectors crave what others cannot have, and when scarcity meets obsession, prices soar to unimaginable heights. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, how many coins have you let slip through your hands, never stopping to check their details? Isn't it almost frightening to think you might have owned, or still own, a penny that could change your financial future forever? That sense of fear of missing out is real. But here's the exciting part. It's not too late. With knowledge, awareness, and action, you can still be part of this movement, still uncover the wealth hiding in plain sight. Let's break it down further. The current market value of a 2006 no mintmark Lincoln penny sits at an astonishing $953,000, nearly $1 million for a coin most people would toss in a tip jar. Think about that. One coin small enough to lose between your couch cushions, carrying enough value to buy a luxury home outright. And here's the kicker. As demand continues to grow and supplies remain scarce, experts predict this value could surge even higher. The market isn't cooling. It's heating up, and here's where it gets really fascinating. Collectors across the nation are competing fiercely for these coins. Auction houses are buzzing, private sales are happening behind closed doors, and every time one of these pennies surfaces, it sparks a bidding war. It's like watching gold rush fever, but with copper. And you, yes you, could be holding the very coin that everyone else is desperately chasing. Imagine the rush of handing over something worth just a cent and walking away with nearly $1 million in return. That's not just profit. That's transformation. But before you think it's all luck, let me challenge you with this. Are you paying attention to what's right in front of you? Coins like this demand focus. They demand curiosity, because the only difference between someone who cashes in and someone who misses out is awareness. So ask yourself, are you the person who takes action, or the person who shrugs and walks away? Trust me, the market rewards the bold. Now don't tune out just yet, because here comes the cliffhanger you've been waiting for. There's a reason these coins are so desirable beyond rarity alone, and it's something most people don't even realize until it's too late. You see, certain variations of the 2006 penny not only lack a mint mark, but also display subtle design differences that make them even rarer. Those slight shifts, barely noticeable to the naked eye, can catapult the value from hundreds of thousands into the millions. And yes, I'll reveal what to look for in just a moment. So keep watching. You don't want to miss this. Picture this. You're sitting at your kitchen table, lining up pennies you've collected from years of spare change. You're inspecting them carefully, and suddenly you spot it. No mint mark. Your heart races, your palms sweat, and the realization sets in. You're holding a life-changing opportunity. It's moments like these that separate the dreamers from the doers. Which will you be? And here's the most thrilling part. The story of the 2006 no mint mark penny is still being written. Every new discovery reshapes the market. Every auction sets a new precedent, and every coin found proves that wealth is closer than we think. It's not about luck. It's about being prepared, being ready when opportunity knocks. And today, opportunity isn't knocking. It's pounding on the door. So as you reach the end of this story, remember this. The smallest coin can lead to the biggest breakthrough. The 2006 no mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just worth money. It's worth freedom, it's worth legacy, it's worth rewriting your financial destiny. Don't underestimate the power of awareness. Don't dismiss the chance that your fortune might already be sitting in a jar, a drawer, or your pocket right now. Because the truth is simple. Wealth is not out of reach. It's already in your hands. The only question is, will you recognize it before someone else does? Imagine holding in your hands a simple copper coin, something most people would pass over without a second thought. But what if I told you that a 2006 mintmark Lincoln 1-cent penny could be worth not just a few dollars, not even thousands, but a staggering $964,000 in today's market? Yes, you heard that right. A coin so ordinary in appearance, hiding a fortune that could change your life forever. And here's the catch. Millions of Americans have coins like this sitting forgotten in jars, drawers, and piggy banks. What if your penny is one of them? This is not just a story about a coin. It's about transformation, wealth, and the chance to step into the lifestyle most people only dream of. So stay with me because over the next few minutes, I'm going to take you on a journey. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand why this coin is worth close to $1 million, but you'll also know how to recognize its hidden power and unlock its true value. Let's begin with Act 1, the discovery. Back in 2006, billions of pennies were minted across the United States. Most are worth their face value, but at the Denver Mint, a handful of coins slipped through the presses carrying unique traits and minting quirks that would later catapult their value into the stratosphere. It's these rare, almost mythical errors that transformed an ordinary penny into a collector's dream. Think about it. The same pocket change you use for a cup of coffee could secretly be the key to a mansion, a luxury car, or a retirement fund. Now, here's a humorous thought. How many of us have thrown a penny into a wishing well? Imagine tossing away nearly $1 million with a single flick of your wrist. That's the reality of these rare coins. Now, Act 2, the rise in value. Over the years, as collectors uncovered these rare 2006 Lincoln pennies, demand skyrocketed. Serious investors, wealthy collectors, and auction houses began competing fiercely to own one. That competition is what drives the price higher and higher, and today, these coins are selling for up to $964,000. Think about the urgency here. Every day, people are searching through rolls of coins, hunting for the next jackpot find. And while you're sitting here listening, someone else may already be cashing in on a penny they found in their pocket just last week. It's almost painful to imagine letting a fortune slip by unnoticed because you didn't know what to look for. That's why you must pay attention, because what I'm about to reveal could be sitting right inside your home. So what makes these coins so special? Here's the cliffhanger. You'll want to examine the details under a magnifying glass. Tiny misalignments, double die errors, or unusual striking patterns are often invisible to the casual glance but scream rarity to a trained eye. But don't worry, you don't have to be an expert just yet. All you need is curiosity and the willingness to search. I'll tell you how to recognize these signs in just a moment, but first picture this. A coin found in a jar on a dusty shelf sold at auction for nearly $1 million. That's not a fantasy, that's a fact. The wealth that could be lying unnoticed in your home is not a dream. It's a reality waiting to be unlocked. Act 3, the transformation. Imagine what $964,000 could do for you. Pay off every bill, secure your retirement, buy the home of your dreams, or finally live the lifestyle you've always wanted. This is why collectors are clamoring for these coins. It's not just metal and design, it's the story, the history, the rarity, and above all, the life-changing value. Every single rare 2006 penny discovered raises the bar for the next sale, proving that the demand is not only alive, but growing stronger by the day. And here's the urgency. These coins are becoming harder to find, which means every year the price climbs higher. The question is not whether they are valuable. The question is whether you will act before it's too late. So, let me ask you, have you checked your coin jars? Your old purses? That shoebox of change you've been ignoring for years? Because buried in there could be the key to your wealthy lifestyle. Don't let someone else find the coin that was meant for you. Take action now. Examine your 2006 pennies carefully, because the next coin to sell for close to $1 million could very well be yours. And as you look deeper into your collection, remember this. Wealth doesn't always come in the form of stocks, property, or gold. Sometimes it hides in the most unassuming places, like the palm of your hand. Stay inspired, stay vigilant, and who knows, the next great coin story told to the world might be yours. Imagine holding a simple penny in your hand. Just 1 cent. Most of us toss it in a jar, forget it in the car's cup holder, or even leave it behind at the checkout counter. But what if I told you that one of these ordinary-looking pennies, yes, a 2008 no mint mark Lincoln 1 cent, could be worth not just hundreds, not thousands, but up to $965,000 in today's market. And in rare cases, collectors believe its value could soar into the millions of dollars. Suddenly, that 1 cent doesn't seem so small anymore, does it? Here's the twist. While most people ignore pennies altogether, a select few understand their hidden power. And right now, the 2008 no mint mark penny has skyrocketed in demand among collectors who will pay unimaginable sums for the right coin. The kind of sums that could change your lifestyle overnight. So the question is, are you going to keep treating pennies like loose change? Or are you ready to see how one could transform your life into something extraordinary? Now let's take a journey back to 2008. The Lincoln cent, still clad in its classic design, rolled off the presses by the billions. But here's the catch. Not every penny is created equal. Some slipped through without a mint mark, a detail so rare that it turned these coins into legends in the numismatic world. Imagine a single error, barely noticeable to the casual eye, turning a coin worth 1 cent into a financial windfall. It almost feels unfair, doesn't it? Yet it's real, and it's happening. What makes this penny so valuable is not just the error, but the story it tells. Collectors aren't just buying a coin, they're buying history, rarity, and exclusivity. And exclusivity drives desire. Think of it like luxury real estate. When there's only one penthouse on the top floor, the price doesn't just rise, it explodes. That's exactly what we're seeing with the 2008 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Now here's a thought that might keep you awake tonight. What if you already have one of these pennies sitting in a box, forgotten in your drawer? What if you cashed it in tomorrow and found yourself holding a check for nearly $1 million? Scary, isn't it, to think of what you might have overlooked all these years? Exciting too, right? That's why this coin isn't just a collectible, it's a ticket to possibility. And let me break the tension with a quick laugh. Imagine the cashier at your grocery store realizing they handed you back $1 million penny as change. You'd never see them again, would you? Here's where it all comes together. The 2008 no mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just another coin. It's one of the most highly demanded treasures in the entire coin market right now. Collectors are fighting for ownership, auctions are heating up, and values are climbing like never before. Right now, the market value stands strong at $965,000. That's not a rumor, that's reality. And the ceiling? Nobody knows where it could stop. $1 million sales are no longer fantasies. They are probabilities waiting to happen. So, let me ask you, if you had the chance to transform pocket change into wealth, would you take it? Or would you let someone else cash in while you're still searching under couch cushions for quarters? This is more than just about coins. It's about opportunity, about not missing your moment. Because moments like this don't come often, and when they do, the ones who act are the ones who win. And here's the cliffhanger you've been waiting for. Because while the 2008 no mint mark Lincoln penny is astonishing on its own, it's not the only modern coin hiding this kind of potential. In fact, there are other coins out there, equally ordinary at first glance, that could also command life-changing sums. Coins that people spend every single day without knowing what they're holding. So, if you're ready to discover the next millionaire-making coin, don't go anywhere. Stay with me, because in my next video, I'm revealing another hidden gem in your pocket change that could rival even this penny's unbelievable value. Your journey to wealth might just be one coin away.